Well, I did not expect to receive this, especially on a Saturday. I thought it was gonna take another like week or two. This is Peak Design's Roller Pro, and no, they didn't send me this. I had to get it on Kickstarter with my own money. But I do generally think that this is a very decent and creative carry-on bag, or luggage, if you will. So this is gonna be my first take on the bag, and essentially it's supposed to open up like a clamshell, like a huge internal cavity that's like hiding a huge secret of some sort inside here. And I also got their extra large camera cube. However, it's not my first time actually getting my hands on the luggage itself. I was actually in Prague not too long ago, and I was able to get my hands on of the luggage over there and see all three different colors in person. Now the very thing I noticed is the hinge here, because all three luggage that I tried at Prague, the Peak Design store at Prague, like all of them makes a huge opening sound. It's kind of weird, it's making this kind of sound whenever I open and close. Hope it's not on every single bag. But this one, I mean, you still hear it a little bit, but not as obnoxious as the one that I try out at the store. And that's a good thing, because it was like just way too loud for some reason whenever I open it. But this one, I can live with that. So there are these strap limiters from keeping the lid open all the way down there in order to have this angle. You can remove them if you are a rebel, but honestly, they keep everything together, dialed in and compact. And I think the actual name is called adjustable drawbridge cords. So that's what these are called. And the extra large camera cube is just, it feels like it's like it was born in there. If you got your own Peak Design camera cube, it'll fit right in. Then with the medium one, it's gonna take up like 2/3 of the space, and with this extra large camera cube is like 3.5, I believe. And the large camera cube is gonna take up like 3, like almost all of them. This extra large camera cube is for people who can't decide what to bring to a shoot. You can fit so many things in here. Nice and fresh. I'm gonna do a camera cube loadout at the end of this video, and I'm actually kind of curious to see if my big lens actually fit inside the camera cube, like vertically. The extra large camera cube, I mean, because it seems like it's deeper than the large camera cube or the medium camera cube. Let's go through the suitcase real quick here, because there are some very interesting design. And the first one already, as you see, the clamshell opening. This is especially useful when you don't have like a huge space in your working station, so you don't have to like open everything up and it's gonna take double the space. And honestly speaking, this is not the first time like camera suitcase has this kind of design. Usually it's the other way around, like the Pelican or even its rival in the Nuke. That's the one I have. It actually flips open and then stays that way, so you can see everything. Now the problem with those cases is like super hard shell and it's like freaking heavy. This is not as heavy. I mean, it is a little bit on the heavier side compared to all the other suitcases. But if you're thinking like putting camera gears in here and at the same time be functional, this is not as heavy at all. However, I don't think this will survive if you like throw it into a river or the sea, because that's one of the downsides for not being as heavy as the Pelican cases or the Nanook one. Now I feel like one of the coolest design on this suitcase is the handle, and I believe it's called Slim Drive. It's super thin and made out of like carbon fiber, just like the tripod. And it's supposed to be like very, very lightweight. My goodness, this is freaking thin. This thing feels illegal. It's freaking thin. And supposedly it's gonna maximize the space inside your suitcase because it doesn't take as much space as like the traditional luggage. Also, fun fact, the top handle design is apparently inspired by driftwood. It's either very poetic or very Peak Design like. This is like I'm driving a race car or something, but with the luggage. The handle feels very nice, and it's got like 2 stages. I think I prefer the first stage. Maybe the second stage if you have like a bag on here. The handle is very smooth, it's not sticky at all. I feel like it would be a really nice touch if they have like the last notch and then slows down the handle to retrieve itself. That would be so cool and satisfying. And the front laptop compartment is got a magnetic closure because they fancy. Slides open like a secret agent envelope and holds up to 16-inch laptop. It feels sturdy and closes with magnets. And I guess in a way it does dig into the inside compartment a little bit whenever you have like a laptop inside the laptop sleeve. You can also not put a laptop there and you have more space over here, but I wouldn't say it's taking like way too much space. You have like 2 EDC pouches. The EDC pocket is great with dividers for your keys, wallet, AirPods, existential grids, anything that can fit in there. The pocket game is strong so far. You also get 3 mesh pockets inside here where you can add, I'm pretty sure I'm going to be adding like cords and dongles in here in this compartment. And essentially this part is like a rolling flap. Once you open everything up, this has got its own strap in order to cinch this down so it doesn't flap around. And that's extremely clever whenever you don't need this part of the bag. And we're not even done with the pockets yet. It's 2025 and every bag should have this. Now the Peak Design outdoor backpack kind of missed the spot on this one because they don't have like an AirTag pocket. But this luggage has one, tiny little one right there. And over here on top, we have no 2 trips the same. There's a hidden pocket for, I don't know, like passport, which by the way, I did add the passport wallet. For some reason, it didn't write with this luggage. Yeah, I checked everywhere, but nowhere to be found yet. But that's a really nice hidden pocket on top over here, which I love. Who doesn't love a hidden pocket, right? And this has got 2, well, essentially 1, but 1 for the AirTag. Now this luggage actually expands on the side over here and it goes up to like 5 extra liters. And once you expand it, boom, there's space for even more bad decisions. Or clean underwear, your call. Now the expansion is not necessarily needed with the extra large camera cube in here. Like, but once you expand it, you do have like a little bit more top space, if you will, like just right on top over here. I guess one use case for myself is that if I have like a taller lens and I want to put it inside the camera cube vertically, and when I don't have enough space, like when it's propping out here, I can actually like extend this and still have the camera cube down here. Although it's like, you know, on top over here, I still get more space on top because like essentially I get that little extra capacity. That's my guess, but we'll have to give it a try when I do like an actual camera loadout in this bag. Before I forget, there's something I noticed, and that is the handles everywhere throughout this backpack. There are more handles on this bag than like your group chat full of photographers arguing raw or straight out of the camera JPEG. Essentially you have 4 main ones, one on the top, one on the bottom, which seriously, all bags should have one at the bottom. They didn't put that in the outdoor backpack. I'm still a little bit disappointed, even though I learned how to live with it, but still. And there are 2 on the side. And by the way, I totally forgot to mention, if you own like, or if you try their travel backpack, it feels just, well, not just like, but very, very similar to that kind of material, to that kind of feel and design. And in my experience, this kind of material is actually more durable to like scratches or dirt and stuff like that. You can just wipe it clean and then it looks like nothing happened. Unlike the material on the outdoor backpack, like I have like scratches on there that's just not coming off at all. And at first I thought it was just dirt, but it's actually a whole bunch of scratches. Now there's a bungee strap style system inside the bag where you can cinch everything down. There's probably a name for that. Internal retention system. Essentially what's going to do is going to cinch everything down like you're like tightening everything up on the rooftop of a car. That's how it feels like, to me at least. Now, there are going to be straps around the bag. Might look a little aggressive and scary at first, but once you know how to organize everything, it's actually not quite hard, just like the outdoor backpack. I know, it's new, it's different. I see a lot of complaints from other YouTubers, but essentially I feel like once you learn it, it's actually quite useful. You'll be able to use it like second nature. Now the wheels on this bag, my goodness, these are not Hot Wheels, but they are custom made and buttery smooth. And on top of that, the wheels are actually replaceable. So if you wear these wheels out while shooting B-rolls on cobblestones in Europe, they're covered. And I guess one of the best part about like Peak Design's product is the lifetime warranty. And I have been through like their customer service so many times, and every time they never disappoint. And you'll notice if you see my other Peak Design product videos, the most reason why I believe is the outdoor backpack that had problems, and they fixed it right on the spot. Now I can't say that with everybody. That's just my own experience with Peak Design. Now with this new Roller Pro, yes, I feel like they are a bit heavy, especially if you're traveling and you're doing everything, you know, just for travel reasons. But I feel like if I'm just doing like studio shoots or if I'm going out to event shoots, this is not exactly a problem for me. Another thing that a lot of people brought up is that there's no TSA lock on this bag, obviously to save weight. And at the same time, you can also use like an external TSA lock if you want to go through both of the loop of the zip. So to me, it's not that big of a deal when it doesn't have a TSA lock. Another downside that I see on this bag so far is the strap with the retention thing, because I feel like a lot of people might be very confused in the first place, like how do I hook the straps, how do I use these if I never had any experience with this system. But like I said, it's new, it's different, but once you learn it, it's actually quite useful. And it's not that hard, honestly. Just like you just hook it on the other side of the bag, that's pretty much it. And you can like, you know, adjust however you want it. Now I can definitely see this bag as an amazing option for one bag travel photographers, creators, filmmakers, especially for those of us who constantly struggles between like airports, client shoes, or just trying to keep our camera gear safe. This is the kind of suitcase that screams, I travel smart, instead of telling everybody, hey, I have like a whole bunch of camera gear in here. And yes, I'm kind of referring to Pelican and also my Nanook case, but those are like waterproof. You can put that in like a river or something and you'll still have your camera dry, but you win some, you lose some. And so far my first impression is that this is sleek, this is modular, and most importantly, it doesn't really get in the way of things. Like everything seems very intuitive. Peak Design didn't just make a luggage, they make gear for people who make stuffs. And that, to me, that's worth rolling with. So I have reorganized a little bit on the extra large camera cube, and over here right in the middle I'm gonna fit in my Canon R5 Mark II along with the 15 to 35, and then on the side I guess I'm gonna put my filter pouch in there. And then here's the DJI microphone. I'll just put it in here. I could possibly just fit it inside the mesh pocket, but might as well just keep it here for now and just for reference. And then I have the 35mm prime 1.4. That's the VCM lens. And then I have this Laowa 100mm. This one's the macro lens. I've been using this for, my goodness, like ever since the Canon EOS R came out, I've been using this lens. Never really upgraded to the Canon macro one, but this one's like super tall. And you know what, actually I'm gonna maybe put that at the end of here. Nah, it's a little weird. I'm gonna put my 35 prime at the corner here instead and have the Laowa on the second slot. And then now we have the 70 to 200 f2.8. This one's is actually small and well tall for compared to the other lenses, but it actually fits right in, like with the extra large camera cube. Now we have the 100 to 500. This one's my biggest lens so far. And obviously this is not gonna fit vertically, so I'm gonna just leave it on the side here. And then seems like we have more space here. I'm gonna add another divider just for the sake of it, so I have more option. Then I can put like a air blower here. Or actually, you know what? I'm gonna put my Fujifilm X100 in here. And that actually fits perfectly fine. Very snug. And so as you see, this extra large camera cube is actually deeper compared to a lot of like other Peak Design camera cubes. So keep that in mind. And I actually don't know the dimension of this camera cube, but once I find out, I'll leave it on the screen somewhere here for you to see. But essentially, I feel like the most important part is like I can fit a lens vertically into the camera cube, and that's a huge plus because that's not going to take like more spaces, like more real estate inside the camera cube, so which means I can carry more. And because the 70 to 200 is a bit longer than the 15 to 35, so obviously the 24 to 70, which is about the same size, I don't have it here right now with me, but it's about the same size as the 15 to 35, which means that's gonna fit vertically too, and along with the 15 to 35, obviously, because it's shorter. Both of them are shorter than the 70 to 200, and that is just fantastic. My goodness, this might actually just replace my workstation whenever I go out and shoot.